What's going on, RotoBaller? Dave here, back with some fantasy nuggets for you to dominate your league mates. This time, I'm going to be giving you my favorite players entering their second year in the NFL who I think are absolutely going to break out. And I'm going to give you a breakout player at every position. So why don't we start with the man under center? And at quarterback, how can the breakout not be Anthony Richardson? Now, I think you're going to find Anthony Richardson's name on a lot of fantasy articles under the love list, and how could you not? His rushing ability is an absolute fantasy cheat code. Check this out. In 2023, the top three quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, all of them finished with at least 500 rush yards. Then you look to Richardson's 4 games that he did play in last season, where he averaged 34 rush yards a game. Now, if you extrapolate that to a 17-game season, you're getting well past 500 yards, close to 600 rush yards on the year. Then they go out and they draft A.D. Mitchell. Mike Pittman, still there, a great number 1. They have a healthy Josh Downs finally, and a healthy Jonathan Taylor for the run game. So yeah, this dude has top 3 potential, and you get to draft him as quarterback 6. All right, and now for my sophomore breakout at tight end. This is a guy whose price is getting a little too rich for my blood in best ball, but there's been some recent news circulating that I think is going to throw a little bit of water on that fire. The breakout is Dalton Concade. Now, it did take a Dawson Knox injury last season for him to see any kind of significant playing time. But in those weeks, sans Dawson Knox, the dude balled. Okay, we're talking 13.8 PPR points a game, had a 75.6 snap percentage. Now, the recent news is that the Bills have been going out and saying that, of course, Dawson Knox is still a big part of their offense. They're still going to lean heavily on him. But don't let that worry you, okay? There's enough meat on the bone to go around. The Bills have the second most vacated targets in the NFL right now. They're going to run a ton of 2 tight end sets, and there's not a lot behind Dalton Concade that really scares me as far as commanding targets. You have a rookie who I don't believe to be a true alpha, even though they're going to force him into that X role. You have Curtis Samuel, who I love, but has never surpassed 77 receptions in a year, ever. Khalil Shakir, averaged 4.5 targets a game. My conclusion, Concade has the potential to become Josh Allen's top target and is absolutely worth his draft price right now as the tight end 6. At wide receiver, I think the Packers have a lot of intriguing options, but I think the best bet for a true breakout in 2024 is Jaden Reed. I mean, the dude went from a waiver wire target to a top 25 finish in PPR leagues. Now, I do think touchdown regression is probably headed his way. Maybe he doesn't catch 8 tutties, but I think if he can start the way he left off last season, I mean, we're talking double-digit fantasy points in 7 of his final 10 games. I think the yards and the receptions can actually go up from last season, leading him to an easy top 25 finish at the position once again, and you're getting him for the price of wide receiver 34. Now, before I give you my running back candidate for a second-year breakout, go ahead and hit that follow button down there, subscribe to us. Also, head over to RotoBaller.com for Joey's full article, giving you plenty more sophomore breakout candidates. And if you can still bear this mug anymore, head over to TikTok. That's where you'll find me at RotoBaller NFL, giving you fantasy content every other day in under a minute. Now, at running back, I want all the shares of Taj Spears. Give me those Spears shares. 3 things I'm not afraid of, folks. Ghosts, a good time, and Tony Pollard, okay? He is no Derrick Henry. Dude was a huge bust last season. Give me Spears going a whole round and a half later in drafts, who outperformed Pollard in just about every statistical metric. We're talking yards after the catch, he was better, yards per carry, broken tackles, absolutely smoked Pollard in breakaway run rate, meaning in this Titans backfield, Spears is the one with the juice. Last season, literally forced Derrick Henry into a 50-50 snap split. And I mean 50-50, like Derrick Henry had 558 snaps, Spears had 558 snaps, which is just wild. I mean, maybe the coaches had a bet. I don't know. But the most valuable fantasy tool for a running back is catching passes. That completely elevates their floor. Last season, 70 targets earned by Taj Spears. Gotta love that. And that is why Taj Spears has become my go-to target in the later rounds when I'm looking to fill that RB3 spot. If there is a sophomore that you think is ready to break out that I didn't mention, go ahead and throw them down in the comments, and I'll see you RotoBallers next week or on TikTok. I'm out.